The DPRK leader Kim Jong Un has toured Singapore ahead of his unprecedented face-to-face meeting with Donald Trump. Kim went to see the famous Marina Bay Sands hotel, accompanied by his sister Kim Yo Jong and other members of the DPRK delegation. CGTN's Miro has more details about the preparations for the summit.
Less than 1 day before the historic summit between U.S. President Donald Trump and DPRK leader Kim Jong Un on June the 12th here in Singapore, diplomats from both sides are rushing against time in a bid to narrow their differences. Top on the agenda for tomorrow's summit is Pyongyang's complete, verifiable and irreversible denuclearization. Mr. Kim is likely to ask for a security guarantee and the easing of sanctions in return. Some analysts say a peace treaty ending the Korean War may also be on the table. Ahead of the summit, both leaders met up with Singapore Prime Minister Lee Hsien Loong, and both thanked Singapore's role in hosting this historic meeting.
Well, to get the latest on this, we are joined by CGTN's Jessica Stone in Washington, D.C. Jessica, what are the expectations in the U.S. ahead of this historic Trump-Kim summit?
Well, there are a lot of expectations with respect to what constitutes success, right? Will success just mean that both of them say it's successful? Will it mean a certain level of commitment to declare certain weapons programs by the DPRK? Will it mean the easing of sanctions by the U.S.? So there's a lot left to, of course, be worked out in these meetings. But the general thinking here is that there is going to be some sort of incremental progress that both sides make on their objectives, that it is declared successful and that more meetings will follow. But the concern is that President Trump will give away more than he gets. You know, he's already really rolled out the red carpet for Kim Yong-chol, a top envoy of Kim Jong Un. Kim Jong Un has really gotten as much respect as any of his predecessors from the international community and from various world leaders within the last few weeks, meeting with President Xi Jinping, President Moon of Jae-in of the ROK, and of course the Prime Minister of Singapore recently. So the question really is, having done that and having given the DPRK and Pyongyang all of these optics of international respect, what will become of the DPRK's nuclear program?
Okay, take us through what we should expect to see on Tuesday.
Well, this is very interesting. It's going to start around 9 a.m. Local time on Tuesday. After a greeting, they are going to meet one-on-one. This is also making some in Washington very nervous, because this is an instance of Kim Jong Un and President Trump meeting face-to-face with only their translators there, no one else to witness or say what was not agreed to. After that, they are going to have bilateral meetings, expanded bilateral meetings with various officials on both sides, followed by a working lunch. And most importantly, the White House, which had previously said it was open to a 2-day summit, is now saying that President Trump will leave after a press conference at the end of the day on Tuesday local time. So currently, they are sort of withdrawing that possibility. Perhaps that's part of the negotiations, but it looks like at the very least we'll get an update from the U.S. president on the status of the negotiations on Tuesday evening after they wrap up.
Okay, thank you very much for that. That was CGTN's Jessica Stone there in Washington, D.C.